What's good, y'all? It's Pod.cannion. I am back with another reaction video today. We have another CJ the Champ. This is the trial of THRAGG, VILTRUMS' final boss. Now, there's a couple of things especially if you've been watching Invincible weekly and stuff like that. Around the time where they revealed THRAGG, I think in episode 6 or something, you started hearing fraud allegations, right? And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if he's like that, but at least he has that shit on. You know what I'm saying? But then, THRAGG showed himself in the next episode or the next week. All fraud allegations were dropped. And y'all are about to see why. We're gonna do a video. I think I'm gonna do Zephyr's video. I'm not sure. If y'all want a specific recap video, comment it down below. But I'm gonna do a video where we just recap all of season 4 of Invincible. Because I missed the season 3. I missed pretty much all of them with this channel. But it's I've been tapped in with Invincible. So it's might as well. You know what I'm saying? It's a good show and stuff like that. Dang, I might do one more video because I forgot. I was just thinking about a different subject. That'll probably go on a different channel. But as far as this one, CJ the Champ, one of my favorite anime, you know what I'm saying, content recap type of channels. He kind of, I think, was one of the ones that got me into this niche. So always shout out to CJ the Champ. And yeah. Bro got 2 million subscribers now. That jump's crazy. I remember watching him. I think he just scratched 200K. So he had 2 million now. That's fire. That's fire. Hopefully we hit 100K one of these days, you feel me? But you already know what y'all need to do for that to happen. Like the video. All of that stuff. Let's just get into it now.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this THRAGG?
This guy named Oliver. If y'all seen last video, we've already discussed Oliver has short-term memory loss. Because he's talking about THRAGG. THRAGG won't take away his ability to speak. If you know, you know.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this THRAGG guy? No way he lives up to the hype.
A few moments later.
I got this!
Your life literally is as...
Do y'all hear the saxophone? Yo, I know Oliver heard the saxophones, bro. You got your punch blocked. And then he's like, you not even one of us. You tried to get it. I'm going to just let y'all see it. I'm going to just let y'all see it.
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant.
Is that low tier god? Oh, God.
It's nothing. You serve
Zero purpose.
What are you here for? To worship me? Kill yourself.
So, now... Bro, no, it's the one where he that's probably one of the funniest clips. Regardless if he's actually being satirical or not, you serve zero purpose. He probably had to censor that from YouTube. Yo, if he was, that's one of those ones where it's you cannot tell if that dude is dead ass or trolling, but it's hilarious. Yo, I never saw this up close before. They got this man Oliver's tongue out. Oh my gosh, his jaw is flying across the screen. He literally got his jaw backhanded off. And I swear, y'all, if we come to season 5, Oliver a little bit older with his metal jaw, because he literally got his jaw backhanded off, and he talking about, I know how to fight THRAGG now. It's just hopeless. It's just hopeless for me, bro. Because he did the same thing with Conquest. He almost died instantly with Conquest. Forgot. For some odd reason, was yeah, I can fuck up Conquest. And then almost died again. You got your jaw back. Look at his... I'm sorry, y'all. I've been freeze-framed on this shit too long. But yes, wasted.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know what time it is. Court is now in session because it's time for a trial. And it is for none other than the crispiest Viltrumite in the galaxy. Viltrum's final boss, Grand
You got that shit on, though.
So, y'all already know how this works. We got the evidence and it is ready to be presented. And my God, I gotta say, this is some of the most damning evidence a character has ever had. So, without further ado, Exhibit A.
They might put him on the table, like, immediately.
All right, let's get down to business.
All right.
Exhibit A. THRAGG's rise to power and his multiple atrocities. Now, we actually got a glimpse of THRAGG's backstory right here. And just from this backstory alone, you could already tell that THRAGG was a crazy-ass nigga.
Yes.
Because this man is responsible for multiple horrible atrocities. So let's start off with example one. This one planet was trying to start a rebellion because they were fed up with the Viltrumites' rule. So they decided to blow some shit up and retaliate. So the Viltrumite higher-ups, or Argall's council, whatever the hell you want to call them, had a meeting to discuss of what they should do about this rebellion. Now, Krieg and Thetis were basically arguing the whole time, because Krieg straight up proposed that they should just decimate the whole planet to show the strength of the Viltrum Empire and strike fear into the species that was trying to rebel. But Thetis, on the other hand, proposed that they shouldn't decimate their planet, because the Viltrumite rule over this species was cruel and inhumane. And he thought that since this species showed some type of pushback against their oppressors, that it was an act of strength, and Viltrum should respect it because their main core value was strength. Now, while they kept yapping, Argall decided to shut both of them up. Then he asked THRAGG, "Young nigga THRAGG, my crispy apprentice, what do you think we should do about this minor inconvenience?" And THRAGG straight up said that these creatures were so weak that their weakness was an offense to the natural order of the universe. And we should educate them on why they're so ass. And after hearing THRAGG's rant, Argall was like, "Now that is why you are my right-hand man. Tax them niggas 25% of their population."
Tax them 25%. Yo, the way he presented that was perfect. Because, no, literally, they the way that the Viltrumites work, if you don't know, they believe in, like, some type of weird ethnic cleansing thing. It's practically a genocide. But what they look at it as, we are taking away the weak people so that only the strong remain. So we're going to, you know what I'm saying, do something to where 25% of the population is gone. But, hey, that's natural selection. It's practically their version of natural selection. They force natural selection.
THRAGG is responsible for this race losing 25% of their population. A quarter of these niggas was wiped out.
He said, tax the population 25%. That's crazy.
Because THRAGG thought they was weak as hell. Now, let's move into example 2. His first day is Emperor.
Sorry to interrupt, but this is important. The shooter who murdered my sweet little Daniel brought a highly lethal...
Now, after Argall got assassinated and took a big-ass shake to the skull from Optimus Prime, they had a massive funeral for this man, and it was broadcasted across the entire...
Wait, was that some spoilers? I'm all for... No, actually, I can't even say that. Because then there's going to be somebody who already read the Invincible comic book who's going to be like, "Hey, you said you were all for spoilers." Not like that. Not like that. But like, hey... I don't remember if they showed this part in the show. Because I know, like, in the comic books, like, there are certain parts where they already show who THRAGG is. But it made it a better reveal, showing, like, THRAGG, like, right before he pulls up and does damage. Just in my opinion. You know, they could have did it either way. They're doing all right so far. All right, first day as Emperor.
His first day is Emperor. Now, after Argall got assassinated... Big ass shit.
Okay, so it was THRAGG who killed him. I didn't know that.
The skull from...
I think he just talked about killing him, but they never showed it. That's why he has his comic book.
They had a massive funeral for this man, and it was broadcasted across the entire planet. So after THRAGG was done giving the eulogy, he does what is quite possibly one of the craziest things a leader could ever do. He said that there is a sickness in our society, and it needs to be cut out. So he points at this melanated brother behind him, and
he did just... I'm gonna let him say it, because I'm like, yo... Is that racist?
He points at
is that
his
racist?
melanated brother behind him and asks him, "You, do I look fresh today?"
I like your cut, G.
I don't believe you.
He decapitated this brother for no reason
Other than not trusting him. Because he's black? I don't know, bro. But, hey, that's crazy.
He chopped his head clean off to make an example out of him. So after he just murdered this dude in front of everyone, this man gets on the mic and says, "As my first command as Grand Regent, I, THRAGG, hereby officially announce the first ever Viltrum culling games. Seek out every single sorry-ass nigga in our population and eradicate them. Purge every weak nigga from our population." So after THRAGG gave this speech, all hell just broke loose across the entire planet, and the Great Purge began. Viltrumites just started killing each other off one by one, so they could weed out every person they considered weak. And it wasn't just the adults doing it too. It was the kids as well. Look at them jumping this little nigga. Bro got jumped by 3 other kids that got stomped out to death. This was just straight up.
That's what I'm saying.
This had to be one of the worst ways to ever find out who was weak or not. Because what this was a battle royale. Anything could happen. You could literally get
No, for real. That's literally what this was a battle royale.
kills off of niggas for third partying another 1v1. They could be 10 times better than you. But you could literally wait until their 1v1 was over and they were at half HP. And come behind them and sneak their ass. Like, this shit is stupid. And God forbid a nigga ran into a motherfucker like Conquest. Because that was just instant death. It didn't matter how strong you were if you ran into that nigga. That is just straight up bad RNG. And at the end of this purge that THRAGG started, it led to half of their population getting wiped out. Billions of Viltrumites died because of this purge. And those billions of bodies are on THRAGG's head. Because he literally commanded them to do this. And now we're at our third major atrocity. And that was his invasion on Telescria. This nigga pulled up in a big-ass Star Destroyer and started burning this city to the ground and destroying everything. Millions of innocent people were getting vaporized while this man was just sitting in his ship and looking down on all this death and destruction. And there is a high probability that this man would have probably just scorched the whole planet if Mark and friends didn't destroy his ship and make him tweak out about losing Argol's skull. But I think that we can all agree after looking at these 3 atrocities that this man THRAGG is just a straight up space tyrant. Because there is nothing more that this nigga loved to do than conquer civilizations and spread bloodshed wherever he went.
Literally.
Exhibit B. Alright. Exhibit B. Putting the fraud allegations to rest. Man, oh man.
No, literally. They put the fraud watch on immediately. And then he put them shits to rest immediately. Like, this is the quickest we've ever, at least, you know what I'm saying. When shit's dropping weekly, that a fraud allegation is just put to rest, like, nah.
People that were calling THRAGG.
Let's read all of these, actually. Because what?
Man, oh man. The amount of people that were...
I doubt bro survived that. How come Thaddeus is so strong? Like, he's over 1,000 years or more. He's a Viltrumite, aka the Betrayal. I feel he's stronger than that fraud threat. Yo, I want to know who said this, how they were feeling after watching episode 7. I want to know. I want to see his reaction to that shit. Cause yo, you thinking, nah, Thaddeus might be stronger than THRAGG, and then crazy. THRAGG is a fraud. Like, oh my gosh. Speaking of Aura, I need THRAGG to do something the way Invincible comic readers be hyping him up. He's on Fraud Watch right now. Oh my god. They straight up strict away THRAGG's aura, dog, and his voice isn't helping either. This is not my glorious region, THRAGG. THRAGG is a fraud. Yo, Y'all are.
Fraud before episode 7.
What did that one say? Oh, shit.
People that were calling THRAGG a fraud.
Almost caught up with Invincible THRAGG on Fraud Watch right now. But he got 2 episodes to regain that ore in my eyes.
Episode 7 was just flat out insane. Like, we're now in a era where if a new kid ain't doing some shit like ore farming or putting belt to ass to niggas in the first 5 minutes of their screen time,
Fraud Watch.
them on Fraud Watch. Actually calling him a fraud before he even threw his first punch.
No,
now,
for real.
If you were a part of the crowd that was calling THRAGG a fraud before all this happened, all is forgiven. As long as you sign this document and turn it
Grand Regent THRAGG apology for. Reasons for behavior. The media convinced me it was bad casting. I only looked at his jawline. I was not aware of his true power. I was not familiar with THRAGG's game. I didn't read the actual comics. Those 2. The betrayer convinced me he was weak. I was jealous of the VILTRUM Empire. I am sorry for my behavior, and I will hereby respect Grand Regent THRAGG. Oh my gosh. This needs to be, yeah.
Now,
Holy
everyone should have known THRAGG was all about that action the moment the coalition pulled up to VILTRUM. Because they pulled up searching for this man just for him to
I'm
meet
right
them at
here.
the front door. Bro said, you ain't even got to search for
You
me.
ain't gotta
I'm
look
right
for me.
here and I'm ready to throw down. So Thula comes from behind and sneaks Thetis in the back. And all the other Viltrumites end up surrounding them. Does THRAGG set up an ambush because he knew they were going to try to track him down and kill him on VILTRUM. So he sicks his minions to start jumping the coalition. While he just straight up sat back and watched them fight the whole time. This dude didn't even bother to
He's
move
just
from the
staring
spot he
there,
was in till
menacingly.
Space shot his infinity ray at him. And all he did was move back a couple of inches. This man didn't give a flying about a laser.
No, for real. At first, I didn't even realize, because I watched that part a couple of times, I can't lie. When I first saw it, I thought he didn't move. So I was like, bro, you're just lucky. But then, like, you see it. He did move back enough. He just wasn't worried about that shit.
And all he did was move back a couple of inches.
Bro.
This man didn't give a flying about a laser that would one-shot him. He just straight up had the confidence to know that that shit wasn't hitting him. So the first person to actually try to fight him was Omni-Man. So Nolan flew in and tried to hit him. But all THRAGG did was move back a couple of inches again and make Nolan hit straight air. Then THRAGG flew above him and winded up a punch.
Yeah.
And if you take a look at Nolan's face right here,
He
you
knows.
can tell that he is clearly thinking,
Damn.
He really about to
Rock
rock
my
my
shit. Home
THRAGG
run.
punched this nigga Nolan so hard he turned into a living, breathing meteor and made him
Literally.
crash all the way down on the surface of VILTRUM. So after THRAGG hit Nolan with the stage
I'm like,
change,
hey,
THRAGG came down and
yo.
tried to hit Nolan with some good old talk no jutsu. He was telling him, Nolan, big dog, come home. Why are you fighting for these sorry-ass, weak-ass niggas? Thetis' sorry ass killed our emperor and brought us to damn near extinction. And you want to align with that Autobots roll-out sounding ass nigga?
Bruh, who is calling Thaddeus Prime like Optimus Prime? I think it was West Side Live or
Nolan
something.
tried to tell THRAGG that he was a changed man now. And he was done sipping from that VILTRUM Kool-Aid to be a brainwashed space tyrant. So after Nolan tried to get THRAGG to stop and surrender, THRAGG looked at Nolan dead in the face and said,
I was like, you is way too close to that. Like, he punched you into the planet. And you gonna be that close in punching distance? I was like, you fucked up.
oh, Nolan, how far you fallen? Looks like that Earth coochie really made you a soft-ass nigga. So THRAGG winds up a punch that was...
And dude, when wind starts going around the punch, and look.
strong it created a vortex.
This man, Nolan, got pulled in just from the ferocity of the punch. If y'all remember back in season 2, this dude was getting pulled in by a black hole and still was able to fly away from it. But he couldn't fly away from the pull of THRAGG's punch. Now, that could just be bad power scaling, like Invincible likes to do. But hey, I'm putting 2 and 2 together.
With a short Yukin from hell that Nolan flying all the way back up into the stratosphere.
And the fact that he's right there, talking him down.
After Nolan got sent back to outer space, the next person that tried to step up was everyone's favorite useless purple punching bag, Oliver.
And see, if Oliver... Why you put this mustache? Do not put the THRAGG mustache on Oliver. No, that's the Omni-Man mustache on Oliver. But anyways, if Oliver was going to get hit with that punch, like that Omni-Man just got hit by, I do really think that his head would have exploded. Like, I'm just being honest, y'all. Because, like, this is Invincible. I do think his head would have exploded. Because, like... Never mind.
Before we observe what happens to this half-insect buffoon, I want y'all to hear exactly what Oliver says 20 minutes before...
Yo, the reason I'm so weak is because I know exactly the clip he's going to pull up. Because I remember watching that shit sitting there like, yo, is your memory that bad, Oliver? Do you not remember almost dying 2 episodes ago? Like, oh,
this
1 episode
buffoon,
ago.
I want y'all to hear exactly what Oliver says 20 minutes before this fight starts. Roll the clip.
Roll the clip.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this THRAGG guy? No way he lives up to the hype.
Now, as we can see, Oliver is basically representing everybody that put THRAGG on Frog Watch.
Yep.
He himself was not believing in all the hype, even after his dad straight up told him, however strong you think you are, THRAGG is stronger. But Oliver, being a hard-headed ass nigga and not listening to any of the warnings about THRAGG, ended up being on the receiving end of one of the most brutal scenes in the series.
And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I got spoiled by this part. Like, I was literally about to watch the episode, and then, like, it was something to where I'm seeing R.I.P. Oliver's jaw. And I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, yo, R.I.P. his jaw? I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened to Oliver? And then I see that THRAGG appears.
He went to punch THRAGG, but THRAGG stops him with one hand.
Y'all have already
then
seen
he
how...
crushes Oliver's hand and grabs him by the arm when he tried to get away. And you can see it in Oliver's face when he finally realized that he fucked up. And he should have listened to his pops the whole time. But it was all too late for him. THRAGG backhands Oliver so hard, his jaw falls off and his left arm got snatched.
Cause yo, like, y'all just don't understand, y'all. Like,
imagine more productivity with fewer subscriptions. Google Workspace includes AI in your work apps like Gmail, Drive, and Meet, helping teams.
Oh man. Attempted murder and tackle on the child abuse. This nigga Oliver is the most person
y'all, if y'all haven't seen this, bruh, this shit was hilarious. I'm gonna show y'all this shit after the video. If I
was a waste of space. And I already know some of y'all gonna be like, but CJ, what about Tech Jacket? You see, at least Tech Jacket.
At least, okay, you gonna say it. I feel like you gonna say it. I don't even have to finish my thought. You gonna say it.
CJ, what about Tech Jacket? You see, at least Tech Jacket knows her role.
Thank you. Thank you. She knows to keep her distance and that she can't fuck with them VILTRUMites. She knows, hey, I'm going to be the best supporting role character here. Because obviously, if I try to do some Oliver shit, this Tech Jacket is not going to survive a THRAGG punch. So I'm going to stay back here, shoot these little pellets that make the VILTRUMites weak. And if they come for me, nigga, I'm running. Like, that's the best.
Viltrumite debuff darts at him and get your assist. She's being a good support character. Oliver, on the other hand, is that one brain-dead DPS on your team that goes into a fight alone, dies, and asks where the team was at, just feeding the other team. This nigga is just straight up garbage. This little nigga was talking crazy as hell, all for him to get his jaw broken off and not being able to talk again for the foreseeable future. Fucking trash can, bro. So after Oliver got humbled by THRAGG, Mark tried to rush in on THRAGG with a rage boost, all for THRAGG to flash him with one of the craziest impact frames.
Yo, that's the impact frame they put on him? Yo, that's actually fire. I did not know that was the... I owe you an apology. I wasn't familiar with it.
For THRAGG to flash him with one of the craziest impact frames of all time, then stopping his punch.
Clearly a demon if you get that type
after he showed Mark his fresh lineup that he got right before this battle, he gives him a left and a mean-ass gut check, then grabs him by the neck.
With no effort. He hit him with the no effort punch. Like, yo, like, this is... Yeah.
Look at the impact frame of this man getting the
oh my gosh. He's literally slapping fire. Oh my god.
The taste out this nigga's mouth and made his whole head do a 180 before his whole body got put in reverse. Shit. Not gonna lie, gang, just for this, I'm giving him an extra attempted murder.
Attempted murder for the backhand.
So damn disrespectful.
Yo,
and after he
that's what it felt like.
He flew up to my glorious King Battle Beast, rocked him in his jaw, then grabbed his jetpack, then threw him to a whole other solar system because we don't see him.
We don't see him for the rest of that.
Just for doing that to my goat, that's attempted murder. Because throwing Battle Beast like a toy into deep space is actually insane. So since everyone was getting dog walked by THRAGG, they decided the best thing to do was to just destroy the whole planet. So Space Racer shot his infinity ray at the planet, and Mark, Nolan, and Thetis fly into the planet's core and blow it up.
Yep.
So after these three blew up the planet, this sent THRAGG over the edge. This man looked directly at Thetis, locked onto his target like he was a heat-seeking missile, and ripped his head off of his shoulders.
Yo, when he did that shit,
Ladies and gentlemen, that was just straight up murder. Thetis didn't even get a chance to react. All he saw in his last moments was THRAGG's crispy-ass hairline lifting him at Mach speed. Then he displayed his head to everyone, then crushed it into mush while telling everyone they're next. So after he sent Optimus Prime back to the Bayverse, he grabs Nolan with no hesitation and just starts to lay the smackdown on this nigga. While Nolan couldn't do anything, he couldn't fight back at all. THRAGG then Loki started hitting Nolan with the Superman and Justice 2 Superman, just yo-yoing his body with punches. Mark came in and tried to help out, but he gets punched in the throat and he can't breathe anymore. So Nolan tried to attack, but he gets his wrist shattered. Then when Mark saw THRAGG flying towards him, his fight or flight senses kicked in. Because Mark hit the jets and just tried to skedaddle. But THRAGG was chasing him and he was on his ass. Look at the expression of Mark's face right here. This is the face of a man who is terrified and is running from death itself. So THRAGG grabs Mark and starts giving him ferocious back shots. After he finished giving Mark back shots, he had him hoisted up and he was about to end this man's existence right here. But Nolan comes in and saves Mark at the last second. So after Mark got saved, Mark asked, "Dad, how do we beat him?" And Nolan looked back at his son and said, "Son,
we don't.
We're cooked."
I was like, oh, fuck.
Lord have mercy. THRAGG gave Nolan the VILTRUMS special technique. That is just flat out attempted murder. Then THRAGG grabbed Mark by the neck again and gave him a headbutt that was probably heard around the cosmos. Then he started to squeeze his head, and he was going to crush Mark's head just like he did to Thetis. But at the last second, THRAGG decides to stop because he realized that too much Viltrumite blood has been spilled. So he lets Mark off the hook and leaves him for dead in space with his father and his brother. This man THRAGG shut those fraud allegations up real quick because he just straight up wiped the floor with everyone. Omni-Man got left with his guts hanging out. Mark got put into another coma, and Oliver had to get put in a Bacta tank with a new shiny mechanical jaw and a prosthetic arm to go with it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our third and final exhibit. Exhibit C, PTSD and holding Earth hostage.
Yep. Yeah, this is where I'm glad I didn't get spoiled on it, because this reveal was crazy. Where I'm like, when we seen him here, I'm like, okay, obviously another hallucination. And then when he gets out of his hallucination, THRAGG is still there. And you're like, oh. Oh, you're cooked. Yeah.
After THRAGG put belt to ass to the coalition and left the whole family for dead in space, Mark thought they were going to go to Earth and destroy everything. So when Mark finally recovered from the beating that THRAGG gave him, it is revealed that Mark got his ass beat so bad, he got PTSD. But not just your regular PTSD. This nigga Mark got specifically post-thragmatic stress disorder. Not gonna lie, I think we haven't seen a case of PTSD this severe since Slade did this shit to Robin. Because Mark was tweaking out so hard, he was seeing things just like Robin was. So let's go through some of the examples real quick of how severe this actually was.
Yeah.
Example 1. Mark finally comes back home to see his mother for the first time after
Yo,
the
this
war.
one fucked me up.
To be a heartwarming moment,
This
but
one
it goes
fucked
south
me
real
up,
quick.
y'all.
While Mark was talking to his mom,
Y'all, this one fucked me up. I was convinced, like, I think this was the first pump fake. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? How did he even know he was there? And then I'm like, oh,
like 1 second.
He's crazy.
And when he turned around again, he sees Debbie getting choked out by Thrag. And Thrag tells him, this is the smallest repayment for what you did. And rips Debbie's head clean.
Yo, like, I was losing my shit.
Not gonna lie,
I was like,
this shit got me for a quick second.
No,
'Cause
literally.
This happened so fast it
Yo.
felt like a jump scare.
I was
Bro really
like,
thought
what?
for a second that he saw his mother get her head ripped off before he finally snapped back into
That
reality.
shit fucked
But this was
me
only
up.
his first post-thragmatic stress disorder episode, because there were more to come. Example 2. Mark and Eve were having a very important conversation about...
I'm trying to think, right? Wasn't there another moment after that? Like, in between the Eve and Mark conversation. Like, yes, there was. Okay. He was in college, and it looked like, and this is when I knew that one didn't get me though. Like, this one, I was like, okay, this is the third time. I'm pretty sure it's not. But the second time, he was walking with his friends. And then he turns a corner and just sees a whole bunch of dead bodies. And then the friend that he was just walking next to is magically in the hands of a Viltrumite. I was like, this is a delusion, clearly. But if it was like some random person that he did know that he wasn't already walking with before the delusion clicked in, that one might have got me too. And then at this point, I was like, okay, he's clearly spiraling and needs some therapy at the very least.
Life's been for her since Mark left, and she was about to give him the whole lore dump of what all happened when he left. So right before she was about to tell Mark that she was pregnant, she gets her head snatched by Thrag, and Thrag starts to hold her up above Mark and tells him, you took away what I love. Now I'm taking what you love, little nigga. So he starts to gouge her eyes out and crush her face. Then her other eyeball ends up popping out of her head before he finally kills her in front of Mark. Then throws her lifeless body right back at him. This nigga Mark was going
spiraling
through hell. He was living a nightmare because he couldn't tell if this was real or not. Eve had to snap this man out of the genjutsu that he was stuck in because he was actually stun locked. Now, let's observe example 3. Mark is giving the debrief to Cecil about the war and was low-key about to ask him for a therapist. Now, while...
And see, Mark is not thinking at all about the fact that Conquest was still alive. He don't care anymore. That's the least of his worries. Because this man is mentally spiraling after the shit that he's seen with that nigga Thrag. You know what I'm saying?
Conversation continued. Mark closed his eyes. And the moment he looked back up, he sees Thrag.
Yo,
and while he
they was doing this shit. They was spamming this shit at this point. Like, I definitely forgot about that shit. Because at that point, I was like, okay. I didn't even think for a second like it was real. I was like, he is having all these delusions. You better ask for that therapist. I was like, you better ask for that therapist.
Lifted up, he told Mark, just to let you know, I'm still in your head. And not even therapy can repair the shit I did to you. Then he threw Cecil's lifeless body to the side like
yo,
trash.
your subconscious does
Mark
not
just started
like you.
hyperventilating.
Yo.
He was having a panic attack mid-PTSD till Cecil finally calmed this nigga down and brought him back to reality. So after Mark went through like 3 post-thragmatic stress disorder episodes, Mark decided to go on a flight to clear his head. And while he was out flying, he sees Thrag again. So Mark, thinking he's having another episode, closes his eyes and starts to think in his head, this is not real, this nigga's not here. This is not real, this nigga's not here. This is not real, this nigga's not here. So when Mark opens up his eyes again, Thrag was still there.
I was like, oh,
yes,
shit.
Whoa, nigga, we indeed are here. And this was
like,
when Mark finally realized that the Thrag standing in front of him was indeed indeed the real
the diamond tester.
And begins to hit Thragg over and over again.
And he's like, yeah, get it all out. Get it all out now. I have a proposition before shit gets bad. Or it couldn't get bad, you know what I'm saying?
Thragg just took all of this with no reaction. Then he called him up space and threw him back to where he started.
Like,
then
he ain't even...
Him,
bro. Like, yo, the level that Thragg is on is like... I don't see, like... I don't see him dying. If I'm being honest. Like... This nigga... It's different to, like, take a bunch of punches. But to no reaction, like, this shit don't even hurt me. And to face palm this nigga's face back to where he started, be like, look, let me talk to you. Like, none of that shit did nothing. Like, yo, you... Damn. Like, fuck.
Oh, nigga. I didn't come here to fight. I came here to talk. So Thragg gives this man a little smile, then tells Mark, here's how this is about to go down, little nigga.
Yep.
You took our home. So now we're taking yours. So from this day forward, we will be using Earth as a breeding ground to repopulate our forces and rebuild our empire. And don't worry, they've already started. Krieg done cracked like 6 of your Earth holes already. One of our motherfuckers having the time of his life right now. And Lucan is already famous. He's been hosting this show called Family Feud under an alias.
He did look like Steve Harvey a little bit.
Shit. But that's besides the point. What you need to know is this, little nigga. You're going to let us coexist with you. And if you don't, we will rip this planet in half. Also, I will need to acquire the location of your planet's best barbers. Their services are needed. So Mark has to agree because he basically has no choice.
Yeah.
And Thragg officially takes the entire planet of Earth as hostage and turns it into a Viltrumite breeding ground.
Sit him down at that table.
The verdict.
Sit him down at that table.
After observing all of this evidence and tallying up this long list of charges, this is a pass with flying colors. This man Thragg belongs in the elite category for menaces. He pulled off this list of charges in 3 episodes, gang. That is like a new record for Charles or some shit.
No,
and
for
this
real.
is just the tip of the iceberg because the files on this man are going to continue over the years. So with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. And until our next trial that is coming up very soon, I bid
Pain trial finally? Oh, I'm actually kind of hyped for that one, y'all. Y'all, if y'all know the Pain trials, like, that's one of them villains that only won because of the plot. Like, the world will know Pain. Yo, oh my gosh. Probably the first, like, I would say one of the first, like, actually well-written villains, like, I experienced. And it was like, yeah. Where, like, you know what I'm saying? Naruto has a couple of these villains where it's like, damn, I know you're a villain, but you were kind of cooking. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand how you fell off the deep end type shit. Damn, that was a good video. I'm glad I was able to watch that with y'all. If y'all like the video, y'all already know what to do. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. Why? Because all we do is chill over here. With that being said, y'all be great. Be safe. Keep on. Get into that bag. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Peace.